Well, again, no big surprise here. Just read an interesting article on WorldNet Daily Politics. The title, IRS ignores deadline to reveal details of deal with atheists. Now, remember when Barack Hussein Obama drew a red line and he said that this has to happen and that has to happen? I'm making reference to Syria, and if it doesn't happen, then this is what's going to happen. Well, none of that ever happens. You know, his red lines sort of come and go. Well, the IRS is controlled by the same guy that drew those red lines. It's Obama's IRS. And they have ignored 3 or 4 deadlines that they were supposed to provide information about their dealings with certain groups, churches, as well as the conservatives that were targeted by the IRS under Lois Lerner's leadership. And as you probably know, Lois Lerner got off the hook. The new complaint was filed by Judicial Watch on behalf of the Alliance Defending Freedom, which explains the IRS had a deadline last September to provide information, then a deadline back in November, then another deadline in January, followed by one in March. None of those deadlines, like Obama's red lines, had ever been met. Now, what's important is to understand why this is important. Tom Filton, chief of Judicial Watch, said, quote, "The Obama IRS seems oblivious to the federal court's orders to provide full information. With the help of a compromised Justice Department, the IRS has engaged in prolonged stonewalling. The IRS thinks it can toy with the federal court, Congress, and the American people. For over 2 years, the administration has been hiding information on the IRS's targeting of Obama's political opponents. It is certainly in the public's interest to know what the new IRS guidelines are for investigating a basic First Amendment right." Well, the reality is that we're only going to know what they want us to know. And they don't want us to know the kind of criminal activity that Barack Hussein Obama, along with the Department of Justice led by none other than the Attorney General Eric H. Holder Jr. It's crazy, folks. The article has additional worthwhile information that you might want to take some time to read. The problem is, so what? What are you going to do about it? What are these courts going to do about it? Obama's peppered the courts with his hand-select justices. No different than Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor on the Supreme Court. Speaking about the Supreme Court, aren't they supposed to be ruling on Obamacare? You know, the subsidies, you know, the exchanges, you know. How come we haven't heard anything from them on that? I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. I'll let you know what I come up with. But read this article on the WorldNet Daily in regards to the IRS. Once again, what are you going to do about it?